Oh, yeah. Snap bang. Thank you, mate. So that's the good news. We've got to suggest that's got to be right. 480. I'll actually do that now that I know that. I don't know if anyone's going to be watching this or when they're going to start watching it. But I just identified why you can't read things that are on my monitor. And that's because my settings for what I could see in my stream was essentially it was on 480p. And so that meant that things were not sharp and they were very yucky looking. You couldn't read it. This is going to be called text, not text. It's going to be called okay. Click the little change the color of that because it's imperative that people actually read it. That little line there can go down here. I can increase the height, and then I gotta go. Where are you? Resolution, change that. Gear icon. This is a bit too large. Is there a way to lower the size? Ooh. There is. That's how we do that. Then here, I guess, figure out what size we want this line to be. HD for best viewing quality. There we go. And it needs to have an outline which makes it clear. Select the color. Probably it's darker candidate. I'll try that, see what this looks like. Okay, well that makes it stand out a little bit more. Hopefully someone with a lower quality setting can read that. Because that needs to be... Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough and will cause buffering. How do I change that? Is there an option for keyframes? Stream output. Stream key. Oh, stream keyframes frequency. I do not know how to change that stream delay thing, keyframe delay. I'm gonna leave that alone. I can't seem to understand how to change this. Stream key. Oh, okay. I might be able to fix this now, but does it require I do anything? Settings. Stream output. Video bitrate 4500. Apply OK. Let's see if this changes anything, because there's a chance it's going to use a lot of internet. Well, we'll see. The internet should pull through anyway. It shouldn't be that heavy on the internet. We're gonna see. So that's the first task I had for today. I'm gonna reuse this piece of paper though. I said I was gonna drop it at 14 frames. I didn't. Okay, so what do I need to do? Today I need to create a catalog. Of sourced items. So that's going to be create a list of parts to replace. Okay, so this is essentially there's a way for me to improve this just a little bit. The catalog thing. So those two there. Create a Okay, so what I need to do now is figure out how I'm going to do this. I need to make this look nice and neat. And I also want a few lines extra just in case. I should go a little bit further than that. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to backfill these with white, change the text to white, and then I'm going to say the part, the price, then it's going to be part price, source. Part price source. So essentially a URL, or your URL shop retailer parts parts catalog. Because that's a big one. And if I want to swap things around, say I want it to be nice and neat, what I can do is then drag the D. So I can take D and I can say, hey, I want something before the source link, and that will be okay. And then up here, I might go equals B sum of B5 to B. Then I can get a price on things. That is a price. And then we scroll down. Let me say dollars, then it'll always read the dollars. So we said in one of our things we're gonna do the hardest stuff first. I think that's what we said we're gonna do. We're gonna do hard stuff first, easy stuff. What am I reading? Come on. Okay, that's where we want. There we go, that's where we want it. So the catalog essentially is all the parts we need. So we need timing belt. So for how many times you find a timing belt, actually I've got an idea. We're actually going to make another sheet on purpose. This is going to be really interesting because we want to add in all the parts because we don't know how many times this part's going to come up. This catalog's also going to be of all parts that I can source. So I'm going to be a smarty pants and just go even further than this easy stuff. Because this is going to be ridiculous. If someone comes along by this car, can they get these parts or not? And then extra. I'm going to call this extras. Because this is what we don't need. Come on. Pistons. Rings. Main. Hang on, they're called big end and I think small end. Head, cam, spring. What else is there? Wash plug. So I'm gonna say timing belt. And I'm gonna say kit. Then I'm gonna say timing belt. And then I'm gonna say balance shaft. Belt. And then above this, insert one above. And I'll call this the what would help to make it nice and neat is to remain. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Come on, transfer this quality. Yes. I'll do that on purpose, make it nice and neat. Dot e equals total items for A2 in sheet 1. There's a trick to this. The reason I'm going to do what I'm doing here is because then I can use that data to identify how many parts could be found. I'm also going to have to look into maybe avoiding repeating information. That might be something that might accidentally happen. I don't think it's going to happen at this point in time. but I might just do it for safety reason, at least if it's in there somewhere. Um, oh my god, I want it to be red. Yes. Why is this not red? Build, save, guard to avoid repeating the same information from the same source. I don't think I can do it very well either, that safeguard thing. So I've started with some hard stuff first, then there's the water pump, item count, and then, what do you call it? What is something other than just items that you can straight up buy for it? Solutions? No, no, no. I'm going over my head. At this point in time, I need to just focus on getting this done. Head gasket, uh, fold gasket, rocker cover, gasket, sump gasket. Then there is the, what is that? What are those exhaust gaskets called? I'm just gonna call it exhaust gaskets. Exhaust gasket, because it's not the manifold gasket. That's literally everything else. Um, front shaft seals. Then there is the cam seal, or cam seals. What else can I think of? Cam seal. Forget about the cam seal. I don't think there's any more seals that I can think of. Moving on. Head bolts, because you have to always replace the head bolts. Thermostat. Housing. Because in some cars you can get new thermostat housing, so that's a good thing. But that's only some cars. Oil filter, air filter, fuel filter. And apparently there's a secondary. Precon chamber. Valve guides. Valve stem seals. Also, this is ginger beer, so it's kind of interesting to drink. It's like a really strong, it's got a really strong kick in it. I think I like that a little bit, especially the Kirk's one. The Kirk's one, as far as I know, has the strongest kick of all of them, and I think that's what I like about it. Bundaberg's isn't so kicky. I like this one more. It literally feels like it's steaming through your nose. You can feel it through your nostrils, even though it's just in your mouth. Then there's springs. It's like all these components we can get for a car. Front brake, brakes, rear brakes. Actually, it's front brake pads, rear brake pads, or shoes. front, because it's, I gotta remember what they're called. Front brake rotors, rear brake rotors, per rebuild kit. That's a questionable one, because that one there, I've forgotten what they're called. Rear drum cylinders. And because I'm going crazy with this, brake master cylinder, clutch master cylinder, clutch. I'll just call it clutch, spigot, bearing. There's so many parts you can get for a car. Top radiator hose, bottom radiator hose, heater hoses. So many things I can think of, but there's also things I need to focus on, because I try to keep it all confined to one sort of subject. They're all very subjective of what they're for. And I just realized, for major surfacing, what would be the first things you'd want to get? You wouldn't want the hoses first, they would be last. And there's so many ways you can fix things as well, so it's a good thing. Heat hoses. I didn't realize I didn't write heater hoses. Heater hoses. Then there is, I can't say tachometer, but I will, because it's a solution. Tachometer. PS pump. PS belt. Actually, it's a drive belt. And there's the AT. It's a compressor. Hoses. Exhaust. Exhaust olives. Exhaust gasket. Exhaust gaskets. I've already done exhaust gaskets though. Then there is, well, we've done all the hard stuff first anyway. We've done pistons, haven't we? No, we haven't. Have we put in, okay. Piston, ring, have I said bearings? Nope. Big end bearings, and then small end bearings. I'm not sure if that's actually what they're called at all. This is gonna be, I'll call this the key sheet. Then this here, we literally go from there to there. Format, where are we going? I'm pretty sure it's in format. Conditional formatting? No. No, format. I'm sure it was that, but it's not. Data validation. The criteria. List from range in this sheet here. I'm literally going to make sure I go a little bit higher, because there's like hundreds of parts you can get for cars. So I'm going to say, actually maybe even higher than that. You never know, 1,000. Show drop down list in a cell. Show warning. Actually, maybe I won't do drop down cell thing. Show validation help. Click and enter a value from range. What part you sourced? What part you sourced? What part you? What part have you sourced? Show warning. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. And if I go up the very top, if I go here, let's see if I can write timing. Oh, there we go. We've got a catalog. We can use that. That's so awesome. Because the drop down is just ridiculous. That won't work. Big end bearing. Then there is absolutely no drop downs. It's literally double click. There's no taking up space on the screen. It just makes it easier. So what's the first things we've got? Okay, so the price is, well, we want the timing belt first. Timing belt kit first. Then we're gonna go here. Super cheap auto. I gotta log into this, I think, because it always makes me log in. Select your car, log in now. And then I say, what's my password? I forgot my password. I keep forgetting. Nope. Please. Okay, I've got my password. So, I've logged in. Literally looking now for Tata Telcoline. What parts can we source through them? Turbo. We've got a turbo diesel injection. This would be so nice if I could literally. We need to know which one is ours. Now, one thing I really learned, which is really weird, MT represents the tires, mountain terrain, or AT, because I read this all terrain. It was when I was looking at Tritons and Pajeros, it literally had that, and then there was HT, highway tire, mountain tire. It's weird stuff. So it's a 4-door utility, and he said it was built. The guy I talked to, he said it's built from 98 to something else. 2004. I think it's this one because he told me it was it's roughly this one here. Okay, so we can do a couple things in one shot, hopefully. Let's just do everything we can see. Air filter. They've got the fuel filter, then they got the secondary fuel filter. Ryko is a really good one, so is Westville, so it's really hard to make a decision between the two. Normally, Ryko is the most expensive brand between the two. I might actually insert a row. Actually, no, do that. That is the simplest thing. And I'll just write air filter. Then in here, I'll say the price is 91.99. And here we'll say 81.99. That way we can at least find something. Like I just said, though, they're pretty much the same sort of quality, tin plate. The Wesfield looks nicer, and it's specifically for Tata. The other one is for vehicle fitment, specifically the Tata. Only thing is, it looks like it does. That looks like a seal, but it looks like a fake seal, whereas the other one has literally a seal on the end. I would say the Wesfield would be better. It protects the engine a bit better, and I think it's worth going the extra mile to say that, yeah, I'd take the Wesfield over anything else. Is there a whole part for comparison? Is there literally a way I can source link this one? No. There is literally no way I can source link this. I gotta say, parts catalog, super cheap, auto. What is this page called? It's called parts guide. It's called the parts guide. Oops. Parts guide / Tata / Telcoline 19. Why is it 80? Yay, reconnected. Oh, it doesn't say in YouTube that it's reconnected, so maybe I'll see a sort of delay here before I get to see myself. 1.9 / it's all one word as well. Turbo diesel inject / 98 to 05 4D utility 4-wheel drive empty, and then the end is India. So that's the easiest way we're going to find those parts. And this one here is the / this is / SPO. For the higher costing one is SPO 2725977. Actually, can I make that bold? I can make it bold. That's awesome. And / SPO. Actually, SPO 173125. Bang. Actually, I might take those numbers down the front as well. That might make life a little bit easier as well, because we know it's going. This SPO number belongs to Super Cheap. / bangarang. Okay, and then this one here, we go Control C. What have I done? SPO 173125. I've actually pasted instead. 173125. Fuel filters. So pretty much gonna cheat. I'm gonna sort of try to cheat this a little bit. 8251. There's no SPO number, it's just 8251. 8251. Secondary is SPO 638695. I might actually ask them because it's a little bit of a question. It doesn't make sense that it'd be just a number. It's not an SPO number, so I might just call them and ask and validate that it's not a broken number or something. Or I could check in here and see there's... No, it literally says Ryko and this number. So, yeah. I'm going to keep working on this. I might stream again a little bit later. It's a part of the same video, so I don't see any problems with resuming later. I don't know if there's a way to do it, but I'll have to change it from part 5, 1 of 2. I'll call it 1 of 2. I will do some more of this, but I'm literally going to fill this up as much as I can first, so if anyone watched this video first, before watching the next one, essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up as much as I can, so when we come back in the second part, essentially we've got something to look at, all this information, and it'll be like, we saw how you set this up, but it's actually filled out now. So that's really cool. And we can see it takes about 40 minutes to start doing some of this stuff. So it's really, really cool. We'll come back a little bit later, and then we'll do some more.